Here, let's talk about brand loyalty. Ladies, is it important for you to have brand loyalty, yes or no?
Yes.
That is if you enjoy the product, yes? Okay, now, people, it's so long. Let's try to make it simple. Astaxanthin repairs wrinkles. Again, studies have shown, this one, if we will take 4 tablets of astaxanthin, perfect white, guys, to be exact, in a matter of 8 weeks, guys, it will try to what? Repair your wrinkles. And you will look younger. Sabi nga po, repeat this word, Botox effect. Can you please say it now?
Botox effect.
And not Batak effect. You know? So that will happen to you if you will take it continuously for 8 weeks. What else, people? Aside from trying to repair your wrinkles, they will try also to improve your rough skin. That's why when you try to touch your skin after taking this, it will become smoother, guys. Okay? Kasi pag rough skin daw po, parang mahawak sa ano. Sandpaper ba yun? Ito daw po, when you touch your skin, it will become smooth. Okay? So can you please touch your skin? Pag yung humagasgas po, hindi ka pa nag-perfect white. Let's continue, people. What else? This is what I would like to explain. Inhibits melanin production. This is the control. The amount of products were given to that patient or to that client. Others were given tranexamic acid, and others were given astaxanthin. And look at the difference, people. And that study showed that small amounts of astaxanthin inside the cells had lasting effect that can try to inhibit melanin production. So do we have a wonderful product in perfect white so far, yes or no?
Yes!
Can you please give me a hand? How about the most important faction? Because some of you are still thinking that perfect white light will only be good as a whitening product. No. Okay? This is what we're really after every time we talk about perfect white and white light. And what is that still? Antioxidants. Look at these people and try to concentrate on this picture. Okay? This is the cell of the skin not exposed to free radicals and not given astaxanthin. So definitely, the function is good. But the question is, are we all exposed to free radicals? Yes or no?
Yes!
This one was exposed to free radicals without astaxanthin, and it really damaged the skin. And sometimes even people, it can lead to what? Early aging process, and of course, sometimes even cancer of the skin. While the third set of clients were given astaxanthin and also were exposed to free radicals. And look at these guys. It's almost the same. Those without exposure to free radicals and those without astaxanthin, it's just the same. If you will receive astaxanthin with exposure to free radicals. So with that, guys, do we have a powerful antioxidants in perfect white? That's what we know. Can you please say one more? Now, what are the other components of this product aside from blood, aside from cysteine, of course, astaxanthin? Vitamin C, you already mentioned this one. A strong antioxidants. Protection against what? Immune system deficiencies. Protection against what? Cancer, even heart disease, of course, arthritis. What else? Apple polyphenols, potent antioxidants. It lowers, ladies, the incidence of UTI. Okay, so if you're thinking of a product that can try to improve your immune system, that can lower down UTI incidence, please take perfect white. Are we clear so far, guys? Alright, what else? And grape seed extract will be what? An antioxidants, 20 times more potent than vitamin C, and of course, 20 times more potent than vitamin E. And finally, people, this one is what I really love most in perfect white. Can you please read this loud? Fructooligosaccharides, a probiotic sugar. Can you please say it loud? Probiotic sugar. That will try to maintain a healthy intestinal flora. Just try to imagine. If this is the inside of the intestines, let's try to cut it in between. And here's the wall. of the intestines. Okay? If again we will eat, it will be converted to what? Nutrients. Once inside the intestines, they will be absorbed. But the problem is, bacteria can also be able to penetrate the wall of the intestines. If you will take perfect white guys with fructooligosaccharides and probiotic sugar, they will try to form a barrier that will try to prevent the bacteria from entering your system. But they will be able still to allow vitamins, minerals, and water to enter your body. So when you defecate people, these bacteria will just go up, remove from your bowel. So the big question is, guys, do we have a wonderful product in Perfect White? Yes or no?
Yes!
Clearer skin and healthier from within. So can you please give a warm applause? The next picture, people, this is one picture that I really cannot forget. Why? That one. Can you please say the word obesity? Can you please say it loud? Obesity. How about that one? I hear you. Can you please sit straight? Can you please try to place your hands and try to touch the side of the chair? Straight, please. Okay. If you cannot touch the side of the chair, like having a sort of straight hand, and the position is like this, it only means a blessing. Alright? So, be careful. That is a simple gauge to assess if you are gaining weight or not. What else? Grabe. Nawala na kayo siya. So, people, the question is, can we still do something with these people? Yes! There are a bunch of simple steps for you to follow, okay, if you would like to lose some weight. First, of course, mindset. Proper mindset is that I will lose weight. Because losing weight, people stay in the mind. Okay. Second, exercise. Third, diet. And fourth, we have a very wonderful product named AIMGLOBAL. The question is, would you like to know that product, yes or no?
Yes!
People, what is the name of our product? Slim and Trim. We have two components for this. It's quite simple to memorize. Glucomannan extract and Hudiagordonine. Let's discuss the products before. There are the components. First, can you please read it out? Konjac plant. Glucomannan is derived from konjac plant. Okay? And what is the function of konjac plant? It's a strong attractant of water. Strong attractant of water. So people, let's make it simple for you. Okay? These are the functions of konjac plant, of glucomannan. What's the procedure? What's the procedure, people? If I'm going to take a capsule, be sure to follow it with 1 to 2 glasses of water. How much again? 1 to 2 glasses of water. Approximately 250 to 500 ml of water. Once the capsule and the water goes inside your stomach, the capsule, because of glucomannan, will absorb the water. And that capsule, people, will be converted to become like a gel. Like a gel. Can you please repeat the words? Like a gel. 17 times the actual size. Just try to imagine, people. The capsule as small as this will become bigger as your fist inside your stomach. So there will be a sense of fullness. Busog ka na agad. Next. Okay? What else? Because of that so-called gel-like substance, okay? It will also help lower down your blood cholesterol. Why? Because the so-called plant substance will try to absorb the cholesterol, prevent this from being absorbed by your body. They will try to attract it, guys, and they will just try to what? Eliminate the cholesterol through your feces. What else? Sugar metabolism. Because the time for you to be able to extract this so-called glucomannan will be around 12 hours. And you will be able to what? Metabolize the sugar inside your body. Next, if by chance you're suffering from constipation, I would like you to what? Please take the product Slim and Trim. Why? Is Slim and Trim in plant form? Yes or no? Yes. When you talk about plants, majority, are they said to be proteins, carbohydrates, or fats? Answer. Bahala ka to. Okay. Just choose one. When you talk about plants, people, majority of which are they said to be proteins, carbohydrates, or fats? Answer. Carbohydrates. But they are not glucose. They're said to be cellulose. Can you please say it again, people? Cellulose. Guys, when you talk about cellulose, you need a special enzyme, cellulase. Cellulase in order to metabolize cellulose. And sad to know, people, we humans don't have cellulase. Only animals do have cellulase. Mean to say, guys, if you will eat vegetables, are you fond of eating vegetables, guys?
Yes.
As you go home, people try to eat malunggay. Okay? And the following day, try to observe your feces. I'm sure you'll be able to see what? Malunggay. If by chance you don't have malunggay, it only means of one thing, you're an animal. Because guys, when animals guys eat vegetables, eat fruits, even sabi nga po natin yung mga damo, when they defecate, what you can only see will be what? Feces. Okay? Now, people again, what will they do? They will try to observe toxins. They will try to observe bacteria. They will try to make your stool bulky, people. And they will try to form the roughage of your stool. So again, if you're suffering from constipation, try this product. Try that product for 1 straight month. Okay? What else? And this is what I love most. The main reason why I'm taking Slim is because of what? Cancer prevention. Why? It will try to stimulate a good bacteria. I would like for you to say it now. Bifidobacterium. Can you please say it now, guys? Bifidobacterium. That will try to prevent a bad chemical. A cancer-forming chemical called retrosamines inside your intestines. I would like to mention, guys, that 7 of my relatives have suffered from cancer. Doctor, it really runs in our genes. And 3 of which have already passed away. And that includes my very own mother. She died from cancer of the stomach. I would also like to mention people, I would also like to mention that one of my aunties has suffered from cancer of the colon, but she's a cancer survivor. So it runs in her genes. And I would like to prevent those sort of cancer from happening inside my body. The main reason why I'm taking Slim and Trim. So the big question is, do we have a wonderful product of Slim and Trim, yes or no?
Yes!
But aside from glucomannan, people, we have this one. What is the name? Hoodia gordonite. Derived from cactus. Guys, when you talk about Hoodia gordonite, it contains steroidal glycoside. Say it all, guys. Steroidal glycoside. If you find it so difficult to memorize, just memorize P57 factor. It is an appetite suppressant. What will they do, people? A brief history. It was used originally by tribesmen, okay, in Africa, to suppress their diet or their appetite during long hunting trips. So what will happen here, people? This is what's going to happen. The active ingredient of Hoodia will be P57 factor steroidal glycoside. That once you take the product, people, it will try to fool the brain into thinking that what's inside your stomach is glucose, where in fact, it contains cellulose. And don't fool the brain. Okay, if I'm going to explain it in Tagalog, people, uutakan niya ang utak mo. Again, the thinking that's what's inside will be glucose. Because people, every time you drink soft drinks or eat rice or even bread, nabubusog ba kayo? Yes or no?
Yes.
And once your stomach is already full of this so-called stuff, they will try to send an information to your brain, your hypothalamus, for your brain to command your mouth to stop from eating. Okay? Why? Because it's already full. But this time, people remember, it doesn't contain glucose. It contains what? Cellulose. That only contains approximately 2 calories. So guys, again, for you to be able to grasp that idea, have you tried sunflower? Yes or no? Or skyflakes na lang?
Yes.
It already contains 120 calories. If I'm going to ask the guys, if you will eat a pack of skyflakes, busog ka na ba?
No.
Bitin. Sa lalaki, dito lang yun. Okay, no? But it already contains 120 calories. While our products limited only contains what? 2 calories. So what will happen here? Full stomach, suppressed appetite, that only has 2 calories. So what will happen? Yung mga taba mo yun will be burned to be converted to become energy. The reason why you will lose weight once after taking the product. So the question is, do we have a wonderful natural product, insulin and yes or no? Yes. Can you please give a clap for Colidus. What's the name again of the product? Colidus Omega Supreme Fatty Acid. What are the things that we can get from Colidus? When we talk about omega fatty acid, for the first timers and for the new members, it has 2 major components. I would like you to repeat these words. Docosahexaenoic acid. Can you please say it loud? Docosahexaenoic acid. Again, proven to improve your brain memory. Second, eicosapentaenoic acid. Can you please say it louder this time? Eicosapentaenoic acid. The one that can lower down your blood cholesterol with vitamin E antioxidants. Okay, people, look at this. Pregnant women, okay, during pregnancy, they need omega fatty acid, DHA, for what? Baby's eye and brain health, and of course, learning ability and memory for the kids. And also the mothers, well, the mothers will also need this for their brain and of course also their eyes. Now, let's continue. Who amongst you ladies, when you were still pregnant or after giving birth, have suffered from postpartum depression? Can I say as well, si Madam? Okay. Guys, when you talk about postpartum depression, the worst case that I was able to read, okay, was a mother who killed her kids after giving birth. Okay? Now, what usually happens here? There's this so-called hormonal imbalance. And I really cannot blame the mothers for this. Why? Because every time you give birth or every time you're pregnant people, your body is being deformed by pregnancy. Yes or no? Yes. Just look at those moves. Parang sinatak ng pakya. The skin color is said to be getting darker. The abdomen is getting bigger with striations or lines. Okay? And after labor, that will take you approximately around 14 hours. Once you give birth, then once you're already inside the room, and the father goes inside the room, the first person that the father will try to approach will not be the mother, but the baby. After kissing the baby, say, cute ng baby ko. Pagtingin sa nanay, ang cute ng baby ko. So, that can also add up some depression, right? Again, people, we need this so-called DHA for cognitive development. Now, let's continue, people. Kidding aside, it will give your infants a better sleeping pattern, okay? Because in all honesty, as an infant is being born, guys, per day, initially in the first few months, they will only be awake for approximately 4 hours. But it usually happens at around 1 a.m. when you're about to sleep. Okay, so guys, if you would like to sleep better, please for the mothers, take holidays. Next. It will also try to improve the infant's immunity. Guys, let's talk about infant's immunity. The one recommended by American Heart Association will be 2 soft gels of Colibus. Okay. Do we need to breastfeed our kids? Yes or no? Yes. Guys, why? Because of the so-called immunoglobulin A. Can you say it out? Immunoglobulin A. In the first 2 days, okay, of the so-called breast milk is the most important one. It contains colostrum. Can you say it now? Colostrum. Not colorum. Are we clear so far, people? No, that's colostrum. And that will give you, provide your kids enough immunoglobulin A to fight microorganisms. Okay? Now, people, but there's a problem. Why? Because sometimes, okay, when a baby is born, that baby doesn't know how to suck the nipples. Yes or no? It usually happens, guys. So what we usually recommend as doctors in the hospital is for the daddy to suck nipples. Right? Others are thinking, Doc, can we volunteer? No, only the daddy suck nipple, no? Why? Because if the daddy will be able to suck the nipples, guys, it will be able to what? Stimulate the breast to produce milk. Okay? But daddies, I would like to remind you that after the breast is already already able to produce milk, you better stop. And give, of course, the rest to your kids, okay? That's the lactation, okay? Increase DHA and EPA in the mother's breast milk. Better for visual acuity at 4 months old, okay? And just look at the picture, infancy. Better muscle coordination. Guys, if I will ask you, which will develop first? The upper limbs or the lower limbs? Sagot. Upper limbs. Kamay or paa?
Kamay.
For those who said the lower limbs, look at this. If your baby, after they're born, was able to stand up at once, tiyanak yan. Kidding aside. Of course, look at the hands. When they hold the breast, what will they be using? The hands, not the feet. Okay? That's a grouchy child, people. Of course, we would like to prevent that from happening, no? First, hold it up, okay? Dyslexia, these are problems that will confront you, okay? If and ever your child reached this age, it's dyslexia and of course ADHD. What is that, people? When you talk about ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, that when you just leave the child, they will play. Their attention span is so short, people. And what we would like to recommend is for you to be able to bring them at once to a pediatrician that will try to guide them, people, okay, step by step, to be able to correct this whole ADHD, okay? That's a clinical pediatrician, okay? What else? Another problem is dyslexia. Can you please say the word, people? Dyslexia, okay? Learning disability. It can impair a person's fluency, the way they try to say the words, accuracy, in being able to read, not just but to read, but also to speak, okay? And spell. And which can manifest as what? Difficulties with phonological, the words that will be coming from your mouth, people. And decoding, orthographic coding, even the simple so-called puzzles cannot be done, okay? Auditory, short-term memory, and rapid naming. If you will ask them, what's your name? Robert. Okay? Regine Velasquez, when she was still young, was a dyslexic patient. And every time she memorized her songs, she usually asked someone to read it for her to be able to memorize it. But she was able to recover after. Okay? So, guys, you can already see the brain cells here. Kidding aside, people. Attitude. Okay? What will happen here? Improvements of depression, mood disorder, anxiety, fatigue, and confusion. And this is, I would like to happen, of course, to your student and my wife. That even if you will reach the age of 80, just like Dr. Goko, he will still look young. Yeah. So can you please give the doctor a round of applause? Guys, what should we look as we reach the age of 80? Okay? First, enhance the so-called weight loss or decrease the belly fat. Because when we age, people, remember that we're also utilizing the proteins in your muscle that will make it thinner, guys. That will cause what? Your belly to look like this. Of course, that will not be good. Okay? Second, aids in joint function, so it's a good anti-inflammatory product, people. For those suffering from arthritis. What else? Decrease the risk of stroke with 31%. And decrease sudden cardiac death by approximately 45%. That is the importance of taking omega fatty acid. What else? Wow! If your diet is like this, then most probably you will be joining this family. And what we would like to advise will be for you to have a well-balanced diet to enjoy life to the fullest. Equal again. Wow. Half pound of beef. Are you familiar with quarter pounder, people?
Yes.
Quarter, 1/4. So this is already half pound. 4 half pounds of beef. Which means this one is equivalent to 8 quarter pounders. And to think that is only your merienda. With eggs, bacon, cheese, mayonnaise. Gosh, people. If that will only be your merienda every day, then I will assure you, pampabata. Ng buhay. Maakat ang mawawala. Okay, what else? Of course, we would like to prevent this from happening to our stroke. It's quite easy to know if someone is suffering from stroke. So first, look at the face, unequal. Okay? Second, look at the arms. It looks like this. Dok, mayabang. If you recall it, wait. Then, if you ask them, what's your name? Are you okay? You're having a problem. Slurred speech. So please call at once the emergency service system, okay, the hospital, in order to preserve the function of the brain. Now let's talk about the brain, people. I would like to remind you guys that different parts of the brain will be having different functions. The one in front will be responsible for your motor. The one here will be responsible for sensory, hearing, and of course, visual. Others are thinking, Doc, the eyes are here. The one responsible for the brain will be back there. Okay. For you to be able to appreciate what I'm saying, can you please form your hand like this? Can you please stop the back of your head? What's the feeling? Para makumalag ang mata? Yes. Because you're trying to hit a part of the brain called as the cerebellum. Okay? The one responsible for balance. They're sometimes not being protected by the skull. Now, what am I trying to drive at here? Have you ever tried to hold the brain, yes or no? Not yet? Okay. Brain of a chicken. Hindi ba yun? Fish. Okay? Sige. Later on, as you go home, try to get the brain of the fish or even the chicken, then place it on your hands. And try to watch. And I will assure you, sarap agad. Why? Because the brain is as soft as a jelly. Doc, really? Yes. But it's being protected. First, of course, by the hair. Followed by the scalp. Then, of course, by the skull. And the meninges. And the cerebrospinal fluid. So, just try to feel your head. If you don't have a hair, so you lost one of the so-called protection. I think let's go for people, okay? So, now, if and ever accidents will happen, like what? If by chance you fell and your head hits the floor, then you might suffer from epidural hematoma. But if one of the so-called blood vessels in your brain ruptures, guys, that's subdural hematoma, or even intracerebral hematoma. And as blood accumulates inside your brain, they will try to push the substance into the brain that can damage that part of the brain. That can lead to different kinds of manifestations or signs and symptoms. People, one more thing, that is bleeding. Okay? There is a blood clot that can go to that part of the brain. This one involves the brain stem. I'm quite sure you're still familiar with Fernando Po Jr., yes or no? Yes. And he died because of what? Thrombus in the brainstem. Okay? What else? That's because of what? Alcohol intake in the first cholesterol. What else? Okay? Look at these fibrin clots. Blood clots with fibrous deposits, calcium, cholesterol, people. And it just happened that it started in the blood vessels in your heart. The good news is, it was removed from the heart. But the bad news is, it traveled to the brain. So, nakaiwas ka sa atak sa puso, na-stroke ka naman. Maliwanag ko tayo. Now, people, look at this. Okay? Again, what will form this so-called clots or problems? Thrombus formation and of course, atherosclerotic plaques. Guys, if there's a clot here, will the blood still flow? Yes or no? Not anymore. And if it will happen here, that specific muscle part of the heart will die. And people again, I would like to mention that the heart's muscle will try to follow the other non-law. What is that? If one part of the heart will die, the entire heart will die and we will die. And again, we're dealing with cholesterol. People, these are the stages, okay, of atherosclerosis. This one will still be good, but if this will happen to you, I will assure you, you're bound to die. Okay? Now, people, again, that person is not in love. Okay? He is suffering from what? Heart attack. Guys, how can we try to reduce the incidence of stroke? First, try to reduce clumping blood platelets, reduce platelet vessel wall action. Second po, improve the elasticity of the endothelial linings, the one lining the blood vessels. Next, reduce the inflammatory response. Then, people, decrease the blood pressure. I would like to remind you guys that your blood pressure should be 120/80. Okay? If by chance you're reaching 140, that's hypertension. Okay? And that will give more problems to your heart. What else? Decrease blood lipid and triglyceride or even the bad carriers of cholesterol from accumulating. What else? Increase and improve cerebral arterial activity. It means it will try to improve the blood flow to your brain. And finally, people, okay, decrease blood viscosity. Okay? What else? And decrease resting heart rate. The heart's rate should be approximately 60 to 80. And the maximum should be 100. But if you are in a resting state, it should be around 60 to 70. Okay? Next. That is a person suffering from gangrene. Can you please say it now this time, people? Gangrene. Usually, it will happen for those suffering from diabetes mellitus. Guys, we had a client, okay, who suffered from gangrene of the big toe. And what happened? It was amputated. But years after, it traveled up to this part. And again, it was amputated there. I had a friend who happens to be a doctor, also a diabetic client. Her aim is gangrene, reached the knee. And he was amputated to that level. Some were clients, reached the gangrene here, and they were amputated. But what if it will reach here? You're dead. Okay? So, people, that patient is not wearing socks, okay? So, he is suffering from gangrene, of course, of his left and right foot. Okay? And I'm afraid because this one, I guess, already reaches the level of the knee. This one's still good, but this one is no longer good. So guys, we would like to prevent those things from happening to us by trying to improve the flow of blood. People, what is the recommendation given by our medical organization? That we need to take 900 milligrams, okay, of omega fatty acid, which should be, of course, 2 soft gels of Colidus every day. So the question is, people, do we need to take Colidus every day? Yes or no? Yes! Pakipalapan na po ang Colidus. Let's talk about a heart-friendly company, people. Okay? The AIMGLOBAL is a heart-friendly company, yes or no? Yes! So can you please look at the one beside you? Do they look friendly? Yes! I doubt. Definitely, we're a heart-friendly company. Why? We were trained to smile. Okay, why? Because every time we smile, people, we're trying to what? Release a positive aura. Okay? A positive energy. And of course, according to the law of attraction, we're also going to attract positive fortune. The question is, would you like to attract positive fortune, yes or no? Yes! So can you please smile? And look at one beside you by smiling. Okay, let's start. We are talking about heart health. And people, to be honest with you, It's a major health concern worldwide. And if you're going to look at this circle, guys, it was divided into pies, different segments, different parts, wherein cardiovascular diseases that involves the heart and the blood vessels comprises 30% of the total diseases, okay, that we can suffer from. Now, what's alarming is many deaths can occur prematurely under the age of 70, and most of us are under the age of 70. And one more thing that needs to be mentioned, 80% of premature heart disease, stroke and diabetes can be prevented. That's the good news. Let's talk about this one. Okay? Disorders of the heart and the blood vessels. That is the heart again. That is the blood vessel with a thrombus and with atherosclerotic plaques. Okay? Look at this. Look at the one. Okay? Below. 50% of individuals who die suddenly of coronary heart diseases. Coronary artery is the blood vessel that will supply blood to the muscles of the heart. Okay? Have no previous symptoms of the disease. It's also called asymptomatic. You're not feeling anything. You think you're healthy. Okay? Because there are no signs and symptoms. But 95% of people who have sudden cardiac arrest die from it at once within few minutes. I've trained in MCU. It's a family med resident that became, of course, a consultant later on. And I was able to see, okay, I saw different clients who died suddenly of unknown causes, that is sudden cardiac death. And the youngest client that I was able to see, that I saw in the hospital, in the emergency room, was only 18 years old. Thinner than you. How young for that? 21. My client was 18. 21. Pwede na. Pwede na mag-start ng exercise na mag-videos. Okay? Okay, keep on. Nutrition and health, people. What's being mentioned here? Nutrition your heart. Nourish your heart, so they say. Small dietary changes can lead to what? Large reduction in the burden of the cardiovascular system. So, please, I would like to give an emphasis on this. Low fruit and vegetable intake is estimated to cause 31% of coronary heart disease and 11% of stroke clients. Let me repeat this again, and let me ask you this question again. Who amongst you can eat 5 fruits and vegetables every day? Can you please raise your hands? Medium-sized or big? So, wala na. So, you belong to this bracket. Yeah. So, people, it shows specific nutrients per kilo in maintaining a healthy heart. So, people, let's talk about this. There are 5 ways. How many? 5 ways to improve the workings of a healthy heart. First, promote healthy heart function. Exercise. Second, promote healthy blood lipids. Diet. Try to avoid fried pork, fried beef, people. Third, prevent LDL cholesterol oxidation. Then, of course, promote healthy blood pressure. By all means, please. Try to lower down your weight. And finally, guys, support healthy circulation and, of course, blood vessels. Sleeping is part of which, guys. And some of you would like to earn. Yes or no? Yes. And sometimes you try to compromise your sleeping hours. Please, you're adding stress physically and emotionally and mentally to your body. And that can lead to what? Heart problems or cardiovascular diseases. And that's not the proper way to do it, people. Next. What's the name of our product, guys? Villena Nutraceutical Green. Okay. If again you would like to invite doctors, convince doctors to become part of our company, this is the product that I would like you to know by heart. Why? Because it is the world's first cardiaceutical drink with human clinical studies. I would like to remind you people that as a doctor, as a physician, we were trained to ask people promoting herbal products if you have clinical studies. Because if you cannot present to us clinical studies of your product, then it only means one thing: that product is said to be a low-class product. Okay? So guys, what's good in our company is that we have numerous clinical studies. Okay. The components will be nitrobera, nitrogen, and it also contains stevia. The reason why when you drink Vita, that product, it's sweet. But I would like to remind you people, sugar-free. Are we clear so far? Okay, next. The flavor is of course natural grade, and it is FDA approved. So let's continue people. And these are the two components. Can you please read it out people? Resvita and Redivivo. Other word, say it louder. Trans-resveratrol. Can you please say it now? Trans-resveratrol. And lycopene. Louder people. Lycopene. And of course the one that produce Resvita and Redivivo is DSM. A so-called billion-euro company. Next. Resvita. Let's talk about Resvita first. Promotes healthy aging, yes, with high purity resveratrol, trans-resveratrol. Guys, resveratrol are said to be found, okay, in red wine. And they are considered to be a very powerful antioxidants. Now, I've already mentioned this one, but I'm going to repeat this. Okay? Death rate from coronary heart disease in France is said to be low despite high intake of saturated fats. Why again? Because of their fond of drinking what? Red wine. As I mentioned earlier, people, red wine contains what? Resveratrol. Next, people, if we're going to give an overview scientifically of the function of resveratrol, these are the so-called beneficial effects of taking resveratrol. For those people whose age is 35 years old inside this room, look at this. And try to listen, guys. Why? You will benefit from this. First, you can try to mimic calorie restriction. So instead of you eating this much, you will only eat that much. It can extend your lifespan by approximately 36%. Okay? Third, can you please welcome in the house my friend, Dr. Philip Chia. It will also give you resistance to LDL oxidation. What else? Reduction of myocardial infarction or infarct size that can lead to heart attack. Then, improve endurance. They will try to improve your metabolism. What else? Prevents degeneration of the nerves or even the cells of the brain. And finally, people, Resvita is bioavailable in humans. If you will take this, guys, it will have a beneficial effects in your body. Finally, it is the first DSM-funded human study on resveratrol. So, with these functions of resveratrol, do we have a wonderful product in Vita? Yes or no?
Yes!
And this is a wonderful product. When you talk about vascular function, the inner wall is said to be made up of, or we call them as endothelium. And if you want the blood flow to flow freely, people, in your body, then you must be able to preserve the function of your endothelium and try to prevent atherosclerosis, or the so-called hardening and thickening of the blood vessels from happening inside your blood vessels. Now, how can we be able to assess that? Through flow-mediated dilation. We'll go that further, people. Now, this flow-mediated dilation is measured, of course, by ultrasound. They try to measure through ultrasound, and it can be affected or reduced by these factors. Increase lipid or fats in your blood. Second, if you're so fat, if your blood pressure is so high, if you happen to have a high sugar level, and finally, if you're suffering from different kinds of coronary artery diseases. Next, okay? Studies were done that try to prove, okay, the effectiveness of Resvita. Guys, they were able to give that client different dosage of Vita, or Vita, should I say. And they were able also to give placebo, 0 milligrams. Okay? It's a substance that has no function at all. And try to compare it with 30 milligrams of Vita, 90 milligrams, and 270 milligrams. Try to look at these guys. After giving it once a day, okay, on the first hour itself, guys, it was able to know that as you increase the milligram dosage of Vita, there was also an increase in resveratrol in your plasma concentration with each dose of Vita. So people, approximately, it was able to show a dilation of your arteries by 62% up to 91% if you will drink Vita on the very first hour. Guys, if that is the case, the question is, do we have a wonderful product in Vita, yes or no? Yes. Because once you dilate the blood vessels, people, you will also try to improve the flow of blood. And once you improve the flow of blood, guys, the flow of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, oxygen that will give you energy will also improve your body. The question is, will that make you healthier? Yes or no? Yes. Now, that is during the first hour. So, what will happen? Of course, the blood pressure will also normalize if you will take it every day. So, what they did, okay, was to give Vita for approximately 6 weeks to 8 weeks. Okay? And people, again, studies have shown that if you will just take 75 milligrams of this Vita every day, and I would like to remind you people that once a share of Vita that should be mixed and dissolved in 500 ml of water already contains 90 milligrams. Guys, the requirement was only 75. The ones present in your product is 90 milligrams. So the big question is, have you gone beyond the requirements, yes or no? Yes! Guys, take it every day. Drink it, please. The word is please drink it every day. In a span of 6 to 8 weeks, it will further dilate your blood vessels by approximately 23%. So with that, people, are we getting better as day passes by with AIMGLOBAL, yes or no? Yes! And you please give a hand for our product. And I love this word. I would like you to say it loud, guys. Metabolism. Can you please say it loud, people? Metabolism. Ability of the body to convert nutrients. Again, from macro to micro. Why? To form energy. Or from micro to macro to repair the body. Guys, I would like to clarify that if your objective is just to dilate or open up the blood vessels, then you only need to drink 1 sachet of Vita every day. But if your objective is to speed up your metabolism, you need to drink 2 sachets of Vita every day. People, look what will happen. And look at the outcome of this whole study. Okay? So they just gave 275 milligrams of Vita compared to placebo. And what happened to people? Is that, number 1, it was able to normalize your blood pressure. Why again? By dilating the blood vessels. Second, it was also able to improve your blood sugar. And of course, it was able to sensitize your insulin. Next, reduce inflammation that will try to improve the flow of blood. And finally, they can also help burn fats and convert this into energy for you to be able to lose weight. So with these people, maganda ba ang tanong ng Vita so far? Yes or no? Yes! Another hand for the spot. Next component, people. Can you please say it now? Lycopene. Okay. That is Radivivo. Guys, lycopene is inversely, kabaligtaran, associated with markers of atherosclerosis. Means to say, you can be able to prevent the hardening and thickening of the blood vessel wall. And what else, guys? It is also very strong. This time, can you please read it loud? Antioxidants. It has an anti-cancer components. So just try to analyze with all of these. Do we have a magnificent product in Vita AIMGLOBAL, yes or no? Yes! Kami palampang pala malakas. What do you call it? This Vita ecology. Okay? If I'm going to drink Vita, people, the products will be well protected, okay, inside your stomach. But once it reaches the cell, then the so-called components of WEIDER will be released. Why? In order for your cells, okay, to be able to absorb the components of WEIDER. So with that, guys, maganda ba ang function so far ng WEIDER, yes or no?
Yes.
Next report. Let's talk about flow dilation. How can we be able to be sure though if our blood vessels are really dilating or opening up? FMD. It is now the biomarker for human cardiovascular health. Look at this report, and this is this one. Okay? Introducing the most advanced, non-invasive angiogram alternative. It is not a replacement, it's only an alternative. Okay? Categorized as Class 2 medical equipment by USFDA. So people, what is the name of our product? AIMGLOBAL. It's a device, people. It's a device. Okay? Before we discuss it further, the 10 leading cause of morbidity, of course, when you talk about morbidity diseases, that is the heart. But when you talk about death, number 1 and number 2 will be your cardiovascular. Let's talk about facts here in the Philippines. 3 in every 10 Filipinos will suffer from heart disease. Approximately, we're more than 100. But let's just try to imagine that we are 100 inside this room. So 3 out of 10, which means 30 out of 100, will suffer from heart disease later on. And look at this, 70% of heart disease patients, that is the 70% of the 30, will not survive. So if I'm going to look at your faces, approximately 20 of you will not survive. So again, can you please look at the one beside you? Ikaw yun. So people, would you like to be healthy, yes or no?
Yes.
So guys, now, ito po, what's the test once again? Hardening and thickening of the blood vessel wall. Okay? Plaque buildups inside your arterial wall. But the problem is, once it ruptures, guys, it will further what? Block the blood flow. And again, that will lead to heart attack or even stroke. Let's continue, guys. This is what we fear most. For you to suffer from cardiopulmonary arrest. And again, I would like to remind you, it is said to be asymptomatic. That once you start feeling that old chest pain, it may be too late because in a matter of few minutes, you may die. People, there are said to be non-invasive procedures that you can do. X-ray, 2D echo, ECG, CT scan, and of course MRI. I guess it's approximately around 10,000 pesos. Okay? Or more. At least it's 10,000. Okay? What else? Invasive. This one is not expensive. The cheapest will be 50,000. As high as 100 to 150,000. What will they do, people? Of course, they will try to insert a catheter in one of your major blood vessels, and it will end up in your coronary artery. To be able to look if the coronary arteries are still functioning well. Okay? Now, what should they do? What should we do? First, know your potential risk of heart attack or stroke. Does it run in your family? Do you have histories of relatives or friends who suffer from stroke or heart attack? Or should I say relatives who suffer from stroke or heart attack? Second, know the amount of plaque buildup or blockage in arteries. How can you find it out, people? ECG, 2D echo, know the condition of your blood circulation, know the level of your physical and mental stress. And these are the things that you would like to find out if you're really healthy or not. Now, again, category is Class 2, equivalent to USFDA, and made in South Korea. Guys, again, what's the name of this product? CardioPulse. Fast, safe, convenient, accurate diagnosis, non-invasive, people is worth affordable. Who amongst you have undergone CardioPulse test? Can you see raise hands po? Let's give them a round of applause. Okay. And for undergoing CardioPulse. So there's still many of you who haven't tried this procedure before. I would like to clarify, guys, it's an angiogram alternative. If you don't have the money yet to undergo angiogram, please do this initial step. Or, it's a good step for you to find out if your blood vessels are functioning that well. Okay? Guys, it is through electrical wavelengths. Can you please say the words? Electrical wavelengths. Now, people, what's the procedure? How does it go? You will please avoid, or should I say NPO, don't eat for 3 hours before the actual procedure. Don't drink stimulants like coffee, tea, chocolates 3 hours prior to the test. Once you go inside that clinic, our cardiopulse clinic, okay, that can be seen in all the branches and centers of AIMGLOBAL nationwide and worldwide, okay, we have to ask you to rest for approximately 30 minutes to 1 hour. Then, remove all the gadgets, okay, rings, watch, necklace, okay, everything, even coins. And if I may ask the guys to remove your belts, okay? Only your belts. That I would like to clarify, okay? So after which you will sit comfortable in a chair, okay? Use the back chair, guys. Then place your left hand on an armchair or table at the level of the heart. And after which, place the cardiopulse as big as a stapler on your left index finger. Be sure that you'll be able to feel that so-called small opening under. No manicure, nail polish should be removed. Okay? Now, the test will only run for approximately 3 minutes. And what should be the steps that you should undergo during the actual test? These are the so-called requirements. First, you're not supposed to talk. You're not supposed to cough. Prevent from smiling or even laughing. And please, do not close your eyes for more than 10 seconds. Especially now. Now, after 3 minutes, people, after just 3 minutes, we will give you the actual result. Okay? And that will be the things that you will be able to see on that so-called paper. So, sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, you should be at the center for it to be functioning well. Second will be your physical and mental stress. Again, are all of us suffering from stress, yes or no? Yes. Heart rate approximately from 60 to 80, maximum 100. Also look for ectopic beats or irregular beats of the heart. And guys, let's talk about this one. Okay? The cardio score. Again, can you please say it loud? Cardio score. We have 7 types for this. We have 7 types. What are these types? Okay? Members of the company, you must be able to interpret this. If your scores will happen to be ranging from 1 or 2, I congratulate you, you passed. If that will be 3 or 4, that's already a warning for you. But if that will turn out to be 5, that's already bad. 6 will be very bad. And 7, you will be categorized as high risk. Tagalogin natin, may paglalagyan ka na. Kidding aside, you're trying to make you laugh, that will be a possibility. That anytime, people, you may suffer from cardiopulmonary arrest. Why? That is a normal lumen of a good heart rate, people. And if and ever you will suffer from atherosclerotic clots, that will happen to you. And again, if there will be presence of clots here, that will mean what? Heart attack or stroke. People, a good cardio score will indicate a good vascular and heart health. Guys, if you happen to be a member of AIMGLOBAL, if you will register now, automatic, people, we will give you 3 certificates of cardiopulse with 50% discount. Good night, good night. So, guys, what are we supposed to do? Okay? What are we supposed to do? If you're already a member, okay? If you're already a member, automatic, you will receive 70% discount for cardiopulse. So if you have the certificates, might as well give it to your loved ones, to your friends, or even neighbors. But please, before you give it, kindly write your names here and your ID number. And kindly assist them. Look at the client. No more neck. No? Kidding aside, no? Lucky! He's so fat, no? And of course, you have to be happy. Why? Because you will be able to help your client when it comes to his health. Now, when you try to accompany them in their cardiopulse clinic, okay, Okay? Of course, the staff there will do the procedure, and later on it will be interpreted. But for the old members or the old timers of AIMGLOBAL, okay, once again you undergo cardio pulse test, how many percent will you get, guys? 70%. But automatic people, once you pay it, you will also receive 2 gift certificates with 50% discount of cardio pulse. Will that be good, people? Okay, let's continue, guys. How to maximize? How to maximize? Okay? Have the nurses inside the clinic explain the results. People, again, in that piece of paper, the results will be shown. The stress level will also be shown there. It will be explained. And what's good is at the back of that page, we will be having these so-called recommendations. Whatever the type of your cardio score will appear there, guys, there will be a corresponding number, okay, of products that your client must take. So even if you happen to be a new member and still can explain the products, don't worry why. Because the company will help you explain the products to your clients. So the question is, will that be good, people? Yes or no?
Yes.
And so if your score will only be 1, so most probably you will only take 1 capsule of C10%, 1 capsule of glycemic, 1 capsule of WEIDER. Guys, let's talk about this, okay? Please, once you ask your client to undergo the cardio pulse, once you sell the products to your client, it doesn't end there. It will only start there. Why? Because you need to ensure people that after 1 month, if their scores are really bad, they have to come back for another cardio pulse test. Every month, please follow up on your clients. Convince them never to stop undergoing the cardio pulse. Now, people, look at this. If ever, okay, the scores will improve. If ever, the health will improve. I can assure you, that will be a good testimony on your part. Why? It only proves how beautiful the products of AIMGLOBAL are. Will they stop from using the products? No, definitely not. Why? Because if we're already happy, definitely we don't want to suffer from bad scores again. Because it will only tell you that you may be having some problems in your cardiovascular system. When I undergo cardio pulse test 2012 December, my score was 2. Others are saying, Doc, that's good enough. No. As far as I'm concerned, no. It was 2 going 3. Remember, I'm the medical consultant of the company. So, I would like my score to be 1. So what I did was, of course, I went to diet, exercised religiously. I took 2 soft gels of corridors, 3 capsules of C10%, 2 sachets of WEIDER. And after 2 months, people, I was really saddened by the result because it was already 1. People, so do we have wonderful products in the company, yes or no?
Yes.
Let's talk about the AMS Global. Can you please release loud? Personal care division. For our body to be said to be healthy, it should be holistic. Not just from the inside, but also from the outside. Let's start with the oral cavity. People, can you please read the name of our product? Natural Essentials Herbal Toothpaste. Okay. Now, what is found in this product? Aside from the components of complete, with 16,000 phytonutrients, 5 herbs. How many people? 5 herbs were also added to our natural essential herbal toothpaste. First, look at this, bee propolis. I try to make it simple for you. The main function of bee propolis is what? Antioxidants. And people, antibacteria, antivirus, antimicrobial. So they will be able to kill microorganisms in your oral cavity. Second, can you please read it loud, guys? Tea tree oil. Also, people, what do they do? Antimicrobial. Next, can you please read it loud? Mira extract. It also has an antimicrobial properties with anesthetic properties. Now, these two last components make the product better. Okay? Piper beetle extract. Aside from the so-called antimicrobial properties, people, they will also help trying to repair the gums of your oral cavity. And still, one of the best component added to this is, of course, what is that one, people? Aloe vera. It's trying to look at aloe vera, people. It's a cactus. It contains several vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, and they're said to be what? A good antioxidant that will not just try to cleanse the oral cavity, but will also try to cleanse your urinary system, people, and even your digestive tract. And they can also try to improve the circulation of your blood. Plus, the components of complete. So people, do we have a wonderful product in our natural essential toothpaste? Yes! Can you please give a hand for that? Let's talk about the skin. Okay? It was said that when you talk about bar soap, it has a very huge market. Approximately 8 billion pesos. And yearly, it will be growing by approximately 10%. But it's good to know that most of those so-called players or manufacturers are trying to sell products, bar soap, that contains this one. I would like you to read it now, people. What do you call this one? Triclocarban. What then is triclocarban? Is it good or bad, people? Look at this. Initially, if you go to look at this, it's good. Because why? It's a chemical known for its antibacterial and antifungal properties. Do we need to kill the bacteria in our skin? Yes or no? Yes, definitely. But the problem is this. It interferes with normal development and bodily functions, not just for us humans, but also for animals. At the same time, this is quite alarming. Why? It's non-biodegradable. And people, since that one is non-biodegradable, it is one of the world's worst water pollutants. If I were you, okay, we can kill the bacteria, but you will add to water pollution. Are you still going to use the so-called bar soap? Yes or no? Not anymore. So guys, let's now talk about our product. What is the name of our product? Natural Essentials, Deep Cleansing and Whitening Bar. Unique selling proposition, people. Other bars are just claiming that they are said to be good as a whitening bar. Others are said to be good as a cleansing bar. But ours will have a cleansing and whitening bar. Are we clear so far, people? Yes. What are the advantages? First, it's natural. Second, no harmful triclocarban components. And third, for us to be able to believe that that product is good, it should be formulated by dermatologists, and it is said to be dermatologically formulated. And we have two colors. What are the colors, people? What's the one about? And orange. Okay. Cleansing, whitening. Let's start with this. Guys, can you please read it out? Cleansing ingredients. What's that? Bamboo charcoal. During our stay in the emergency room, I'm sure our good doctor here can also attest that when we had clients who took poisons or drugs or sometimes even different kinds of harmful components, we try to give them activated charcoal, lavage then gavage. Why? Because once charcoal is already inside your stomach, you try to absorb the poison or toxins that you try to take in. So they will try to what? Detoxify your body. So if you're going to use this soap on your skin, they will try to remove the salt toxins. And also, will remove the blemishes or unwanted substances on your skin. The big question is, will that be good? Yes or no?
Yes.
Next, it is a peppermint essential oil. A simple question, how amongst you have tried our natural essential soap? Can I say that it's bad? Is it good?
Yes.
Does it give you an energizing feeling?
Yes.
A refreshing and cool feeling?
Yes.
Of course, our environment is said to be humid. Yes or no?
Yes.
But if you will use this, guys, it will be advantageous on our part. Why? Aside from being a refreshing soap, it also has what? An anti-aging components like Perfect White. If I were you, am I going to use the soap? Yes or no?
Yes.
Can you please give them a hand? Second component is the cleansing part. Now let's talk about the whitening component. What is the name of this, people? Luminate. Derma complex. Guys, like I emphasize, it is made in Spain and tested in Japan. And here are the 8 components of this so-called Luminate. People, 3 peony root extract. Second, vital scalca fruit extract. Followed by strawberry saxifrage. What else? Papain. Papaya. Is it said to be a good whitening soap? Yes or no? Yes. It's just part of our product, people. What else? N-acetyl-tyrosine, then arbutin, Pacificus valve is a vitamin C. Okay? And kojic acid. I've tried to research on each of those components, people, and all of which has a whitening components. Now, the question is, why the need for 8 components in just 1 bar soap? People, again, let's talk about this so-called synergism. Can you say it now? That if you're going to add them, people, the effect will be outstanding. So, people, others only have 1 component, while in our bar soap we have 8. So the big question is, do we have a wonderful bar soap in AIMGLOBAL? Yes or no? Yes! Please give a hand to our soap, people. Next, that will be for your skin. Now, in AIMGLOBAL, we always would like to start with our products, of course, with the topic of health. Top 10 causes of morbidity in the Philippines. Again, morbidity, when you talk about morbidity, is what? Diseases. UTI. Source? Department of Health. Next. What else? But the top 10 causes of cancer deaths in the Philippines will, of course, involve the female reproductive system, cervical cancer, and of course, the one responsible for the production of your egg cell, the ovarian cancer, or the ovaries. People, again, source, World Health Organization. What are the possible reasons why ladies especially will suffer from cancer? Number 1 reason, promiscuity. Promiscuous. You have multiple partners. Once a day, Monday, also Tuesday, Wednesday, up to Sunday. Okay, so you have different partners every day. Or, this is a serious question that deserves an honest answer. Ladies, who amongst you are still not married at the age of 35? Can you say raise a hand? Still not married, 35 years old and above. I can see others raising their hands like this. People studies have shown that if you will not make use of your reproductive system, you are more prone to suffer from this. I was able to look at the eyes of the males, and you can see that they're asking, can I volunteer? But people, to be honest with you, the number 1 cause of it will still be what? Poor hygiene. Okay, why? Because these bacteria really came from the anus that can travel to your vagina and even to the urethra opening or the orifice of the urethra. And another factor is, of course, waiting too long to urinate. The main reason why I stopped our discussion after approximately 2 hours is mainly because you really need to urinate at least 4 times to 6 times every day. Every 2 hours. Don't please try to control your urge to urinate. Okay? And again, as I mentioned earlier, please drink how many glasses of water per day? 8 to 10 glasses of water every day. Why? Because if ever you will suffer from this, that sort of infection might go where? To your kidney. And only 2 things can happen here. First, stones. Second, infection. Which will develop what? Pyelonephritis. Pyelonephritis. If that infection will travel to your circulation, then that will be septicemia or infection in your blood, people. That can cause death. Now, people, did you know, according to the so-called Danish Institute of Public Health, there are so many feminine washes available in the market that can also damage the skin proteins. And people, what's alarming is, it will try to disrupt the skin barrier that will make you allow the carcinogens to penetrate the cancer-forming agents. I would also like to remind you people that your vagina, that your urethra, the inside, It's not made up of skin. It's made up of what? Mucosa. Can you please say it now, people? Mucosa. Can you please touch your lips? Is it soft?
Yes.
Softer than the skin?
Yes.
It's mucosa, people. It's thinner as compared to your skin. It's easily damaged if you will use this called what? Harmful chemical family wash. If family people, I will not risk it. Ladies, I will not risk it. And I will go with natural clean. Look at this. It's also a huge market. 4 billion peso market in the Philippines. I'm really wondering, when we talk about the soap, how much? 8 billion. And of course, you will be taking care of your entire body. But this one, 4 billion. And you're only going to take care of this. So, again, the question is, do we need to clean it? Yes or no? Yes, people. Guys, all of you are potential clients. Because teenagers to adults will be our target market. But again, I would like to emphasize, look at this. Most of the players, those who market feminine wash, contains what? Iodine and other harmful chemicals. People, ito na po. Let's talk about our product. What is the name of our product, people? Natural Essentials, Natural Feminine Wash. And again, we're proud. Why? We're the world's first natural feminine wash with negative ions. Can you please say it out, people? Negative ions. Okay, let's talk about this one. First, advantages. 100% no harmful chemicals. Second, dermatologically formulated. And the pH is at a good balance. What else? No irritating SLS or SLES. The ones they use for it to become foamy, people. Parang dito po eh. Every time we wash your body with soap, or every time we use a bar soap, or we use shampoo, masarap pa yung parang nagbabubbles, yes or no? Yes. Kasi thinking natin, without the bubbles, that will be ineffective. Of course, they were able to produce bubbles or foams, but SLS and SLES were found to be what? Carcinogenic, harmful to your body. So what AIMGLOBAL did was to remove SLS and SLES and replace it with what? Foams with natural coconut-based surfactant. And people, what's good with this is that it has a powder fresh fragrance. If I will ask the ladies and of course the gentlemen, who amongst you uses powder often? Will it be the males or the females? Babae, lalaki? Powder dito, powder doon, powder dito, huwag doon. Because that can lead into UTI. But female, don't worry. Again, the question is, do you need to smell good, yes or no?
Yes.
Even down there, yes or no?
Yes.
If you will use this, it will leave you a powder fresh fragrance.
Yes.
I was able to see behind the name. So when they give this powder fresh fragrance, they're thinking, I'm really proud of it. What else they put? What are the components? LND oil. Okay, what's that? Antimicrobial, of course, it will try to take care of your urinary tract. And guava din extra. Uy, guava! In Tagalog, that's bayabas. Guys, I'm sure you know the word circumcision, yes or no?
Yes.
I'm really concerned with this one, anti-inflammatory. In Tagalog, are you familiar with the word kamatis? After circumcision. Diba, no? So, let's be honest. Who amongst you people in this room? I'm sure, for sure I'm talking for the guys, okay? I'm talking with the guys, no? Who amongst you after circumcision? Ay nangamatis after circumcision. Please be honest. Mga 10. You didn't suffer from hindi nangamatis after circumcision. That's naman. Joke pa nga din. Joke pinakabahan ako. I'm really afraid. When I initially asked those who didn't suffer from nangamatis after circumcision, 10 of the guys raised their hands. And when I asked Who amongst you didn't suffer from nanamatis? Only 6 were able to raise their hands. So I'm going to count the guys. There are more than 50 male. So ladies, if you're beside those couple guys, you raise your hands. You can now look at them. But I will give you another chance. I will give you another chance to redeem yourselves. I will repeat the question. Alright? Who amongst you guys, after circumcision, nanamatis after section? Taas na kayo. Okay, prevent itchiness. Black and it's but okay? Now people, aloe vera. It became famous initially as a product for the hair. Yes or no? Yes. After applying aloe vera, what will happen to your hair? It will become longer. It will become thicker. It will become shinier. For the hair. You know what will happen? And really, with an anti-aging component. I can see the hands of the ladies. Will it be good? Try it first. Now, let's be serious with this. Negative ion strip. That is the negative ion strip. It's not a design, people. That green strip inside your feminine wash will be the negative ion strip. And according to studies done by our Chinese scientists, it contains 6,310 negative ions per cubic centimeters. People, according to studies, just a value of 1,200 will be good enough. And ours contains 6,310. Do we have a nice product in this? Anti-allergens, you do not suffer from itchiness or allergic reaction, ladies. And of course, don't forget, anti-aging. Now, what is the negative ions to be exact, people? It's an oxygen atom charged with an extra electron. I would like to remind you, ladies, that most of the bacteria that can cause UTI will be the so-called anaerobic bacteria. Those bacteria that can survive in the absence of oxygen. So if you're going to apply a substance or a product that contains oxygen, what will happen to those bacteria? They will die in a matter of few minutes. Plus the fact that they have extra electrons. So they will act like an antioxidant. They can try to neutralize the free radicals present down there in your private parts, ladies. So initially, people, is negative ion seated by your body, yes or no? Yes, guys. Main purpose, suppress, okay, the survival and multiplication of bacteria and even viruses down there, ladies. Let's continue. Where can we get them, doctor? Okay, here. It is said to be generated by what? Evaporating water. It's now again a rainy season. Yes or no?
Yes.
What I would like to suggest is after a heavy downpour of rain, try to step out of your house and then try to inhale. The question is, do you have a better feeling or refreshing feeling every time you inhale after a heavy rain? Yes or no? Yes. Because there's so-called vapor that will be produced after a heavy rain is said to be a negative ion. And according to studies, have an antidepressant effect. Okay? What else? Okay? Keep on. I will give you enough time or I will kill you. Can you please turn off the cell phone? Okay? Next, ocean surf. And of course, especially waterfalls. Again, because why? As it hits the ground, people. I would like to remind you to kindly turn off your cell phone so that we can continue. Sige, bitin mo na yan. Okay, so again. The vapor that will produce, of course, will again be negative ions. Okay, now let's continue with this. Now, how does it work? High concentrations of negative ions are released when it comes in contact with liquids. So, ladies, this is how simple you will try to use our so-called natural essential. I will ask you to send that back at the back. We'll bring it at the back. If you can open the back. Yes. Thank you very much. And you can also bring yourself out. No, I guess that's not this bag. Okay. Try to bring it inside the cardio pulse clinic, sir. Okay. Now, game. Ladies, you're only going to get a pea size. Okay? Of the so-called feminine wash. Place it on your finger. Then, it's up to you how you want to apply it. It's instinct, people. No? It will be instinct. Now, but before you apply it, people, please wash it first. Then apply it. Let's stay for 1 to 2 minutes. How long, people? 1 to 2 minutes. Then wash it after 2 minutes. The guys are just trying to wonder. No? So, okay. A guide for the guys. Of course, the females can be able to visualize it clearly in their minds. But for the males, think that this is your vagina. Let's talk about anatomy. The one at the side will be the labia majora, the thicker nip. The one at the center will be the labia minora, the pinkish colored thinner. Obviously, thinking pinkish. Once it in mine, it's a little bit brown. Guys, no? And I'm sure the guys are really now thinking the reason why the ladies talk too much is because they have 3 lips. The majora, the minora, and the upper lips. People kidding aside. After you apply it, 2 minutes after, then wash it, guys. Now, people, what will happen here? Now, do we really have that much of negative ions? Yes, again, our product, of course, was sent to China, and the requirement is just 1 strip. And they try to test it for concentration of anions, again per cubic centimeter. And the result showed, again, that we have approximately 6,310 negative ions per cubic centimeter in the feminine wash of AIMGLOBAL. So do we have it's already available, people, so make use of it. But people, every time we talk about feminine wash for the female, do we have a counterpart for the males? Yes or no?
Yes.
Guys, do you know the product? Yes or no?
Yes.
Have you used the product? Yes or no?
Yes.
Then use it, people. Let's talk about this one. All of your candidates, guys, only 1 player so far. And that masculine wash that was released 1.5 years ago was also promoting chemical-based masculine wash. Guys, let's talk about the product of AIMGLOBAL. What is the name of our product? Natural Essentials, Natural Masculine Wash. And again, we're proud. Why? We're the world's first natural masculine wash with negative ions again. We've already mentioned this so far. But this one is I would like to mention. Can you please read this out, people? Cool water fragrance. Are you familiar with Cabantog's cool water? It really smells good, people. I have, I guess, 3, okay, cool waters. And every time I spray it during special occasions, and every time I walk, guys, the ladies, when I pass by, looks like this. It smells good. But the question is, though, how much should that cost me? 4,000 to 5,000 pesos. So, do you know, people, that some of the guys, when I explain this, they ask me, "Doc, that's too much. This is also with cool water fragrance. Can I apply it here?" So, people, what are the components? Deep cleansing at pulque extract. Again, antimicrobial and aloe vera. I've already explained it to you. With an antiseptic and also anti-aging components. Okay? So, people, also with negative ions. So, with all of these people, do we have a very wonderful natural masculine wash in AIMGLOBAL? Yes or no? Yes. People, let's give a warm applause for this wonderful new product in AIMGLOBAL. Of course, we started in Independence Day. That means everything independent. Okay, well, so, guys, do we have wonderful products in AIMGLOBAL? Yes or no? Yes. A lot of applause for 60 Germany, but again, I would like to suggest, please, for you to have a grasp, okay, deeper knowledge on the components of our products. We have 16 products so far. Read the book. Please read the book. For you to become confident in trying to convince doctors like yours truly to become part of your group. Okay? Again, knowledge is essential if you would like to become successful in AIMGLOBAL. So the question is, are we ready to read the book of our company, yes or no?
Yes!
Okay. It's only 350 pages, which I can assure you, you can be able to read in just one day. But the big question is, after reading it, will you be able to understand it? So the suggestion is, if you are not medically related, please read it 5 times. Okay, please read it 5 times. So guys, do we have a wonderful company named Global, yes or no?
Yes!
Pakipalapakan nga po ang inyong company. Let's talk about the dosages of each of these products. Would you like to know how to give it properly, people?
Yes.
The amount of product that you have to give to your clients? Okay, so let's start with these, people. I would like you to copy this on a piece of paper or in your notebook, people, that you can be able to bring every day. Okay. So let's start with C24/7. And for the end time, I would like you to memorize this and kindly follow the algorithm religiously. Okay? C24/7. Then complete. And Restore Life. And of course, WEIDER. We need to give it, okay, and follow it, this algorithm every week. Okay? 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's try to divide this. Okay. Into 4. Up to this, sorry, this part. If you have a client that will be taking a herbal product for the first time, please always start with once a day. Okay? And you're just going to increase it 1 capsule per week until you reach the so-called mega dose, which we will give for our cancer clients. The dosage you complete will be the same as that of C24/7. Okay? Yes, Ika. The first week you have to give it once a day. For Restore Life, you can give it as much as 3 times a day on the third week. And for WEIDER, if you're going to give it once a day, that will be to dilate the blood vessels, vasodilation. But if your objective is to speed up your metabolism, give it twice a day. Next. There is this so-called special precautions. Okay? If and ever you will give a product, our product, with resveratrol, especially Restore Life. The word is especially Restore Life. Okay? So what are these so-called special precautions? During pregnancy, if that female is a lactating mother, breastfeeding, for those taking blood thinning medicines, and what are these medicines, people? Let me try to mention some of these medicines. Aspirin, heparin, warfarin, coumadin, and of course, one of the most famous will be clopidogrel. And the last is still under debate, but that is the cancer of the female reproductive organs. Why? Because of its so-called phytoestrogenic effect. Okay? Next. I'll go back to that. Those are just later. Okay. If you will give Colidus, please, you have to monitor first for the blood cholesterol of your client. If his or her cholesterol count happens to be more than 150 milligrams per deciliter, we're only going to give once a day of Colidus. If that will be more than 200, make it twice a day. And for more than 250, that will be 3 times a day. I'm sorry. But this one should be taken during mealtime. For perfect white, you can either start with once or twice a day, or if you would like to maximize the effect of perfect white, 4 tablets per day. What else? White light. Give it 3 puffs or 3 sprays every 4 hours, 4 times a day, for approximately 12 puffs per day. I'll try to insert symmetry here. I'll make it simple for you. If we're going to give symmetry, okay, guys, for a 5-footer female, you're only supposed to weigh approximately 100 pounds. For the males, the baseline weight should be 106 pounds. Now, for every inch that you will add to your height, you will add 5 pounds for the female and plus 6 pounds for the male. Okay, I'm going to explain this later to you. Okay. And guys, good example will be if you happen to be a 5-footer female, you should weigh approximately around 100 pounds. I'm sorry, but we need to use this lower portion of the whiteboard. Ideal body weight. Minus or plus 10%. Overweight. Divided into 2. 11 to 15%. 6 to 20%. And finally, the obese type. More than 20%. I'll go with those so-called competitions later. So people, I'd like to ask you to bring down your pens for me to be able to explain this. Okay? And don't worry, I'm not going to erase it. You can take those so-called pictures later. So let's start. Again, if your client will happen to take our products or herbal products for the first time, please start with once a day. Okay? Just add 1 capsule every week. until you reach 3 times a day. Okay? 30 minutes before meal or 2 hours after meal. Why? For better absorption of the product. Again, why? For better absorption of the product. Next. This will be as a maintenance. There is this so-called old saying that prevention is better than cure. If your lifestyle is said to be so busy 3 times a day, but if you have a so-called relaxed lifestyle once a day, okay? Now, the word again is maintenance. Prevention better than cure. If by chance you're already suffering from different kinds of diseases, hypertension, diabetes, asthma, you can go as much as 2 or 6 capsules per day. And you're only going to give the mega dose for those suffering from cancer. Okay? Now, again, people, for me to be able to clarify this issue, Doc, why do we need to just give 1 capsule of C24/7 or complete on the initial week? Okay? And why not give it at once of 333 dosage? Or when is the best time to take the product? If I would ask you, please be honest, who amongst you, when you started taking C24/7, or when you took it for the first time, felt so energetic? Can you please raise your hands? Very good. Please be honest, who amongst you, when you initially took the product, C24/7 became a little bit drowsy or sleepy? Yes. And who amongst you were not able to feel anything when you initially took the product? Please be honest. Yes. Why? Because different individuals will react differently to a certain product. This is the main problem of some of the distributors. Why? Because when they promote the product complete or C24/7, what they usually tell is, brother, if you will use this, you will become so energetic. So when the client took the product and became so sleepy, it's not good for my body. Because it's how you present and explain the product. So, when are we going to take it? If you will take it and you felt so energetic, take it in the morning. So you will be awake for the entire day. But if you will take it, you will feel so drowsy and sleepy. Please take it before bedtime. So once you feel so sleepy, that's why, by all means, okay? That is how you take the product, people, until there will come a point in your life where you will be able to adjust with the product that you can take it any time of the day. So on the initial week, please try to follow that simple rule. Now, so once a day, twice, 3 times a day. But again, if you've been taking herbal products on the past, you can go as fast as 3 times a day. Now, you can reach this stage 222 for different kinds of diseases, especially if you will take this product alone. Okay? And again, this is what's being recommended by Dr. Dean Morris. Up to 222. Why did we came up with 333? As I explained to you earlier, still remember the recommended daily allowance, people, or dietary intake? Yes. Still remember the topic earlier, guys?
Yes.
That is this. But for those suffering from cancer patients, people, have you seen cancer clients? Yes or no?
Yes.
Are they becoming thinner, people? Are they losing weight?
Yes.
Not why? Because the tumor cells are trying to eat the nutrients supposedly are meant for your body. So if that will be the case, guys, we should give the ODI, the optimum daily intake or dietary allowance or dietary intake that your body needs in order to fight what? The cancer cells. That is the only time we're in we will give 3. But the big question is, are we claiming that we can treat diseases, yes or no? No. Please be careful with what you will tell to your clients, guys. Remember, we're promoting herbal products. What's the other word? Food supplements. If you were able to remember our earlier topics about antioxidants, there's so many studies that have shown that if you're going to increase the level of antioxidants, we can be able to recover from different kinds of diseases. Those are according to scientific studies. Why again? Because if you will be able to increase the level of antioxidants, you will be able to increase the function of your immune system. And I can assure you guys, if you will be able to improve the function of your immune system, that's what antibodies, killer cells, will be able to kill microorganisms, including cancer cells in the body. So with that, people, is it good for us to take herbal products, yes or no?
Yes.
Guys, we're here to try to help normalize. The word is trying to help normalize the systems of the body and improve the systems of the body. Are we clear so far, guys?
Yes.
Let's continue, people. So, the dosage of complete system percentage is the same. Diseases, cancer patients. Pressure line, up to 3 times a day if you want. And again, if you would like to give Vita, today later open up your blood vessels to improve the flow of blood once a day and to speed up your metabolism twice a day. For those especially who would like to lose weight. Now, I would like to repeat this. Special precautions. Can you please say it loud? Special precautions. For those taking resveratrol, especially Restore Life. Why? Okay. In order for me to clarify this issue, resveratrol. Okay? What are these products? C24/7, Restore Life, Vida. C24/7, people, it contains 550 milligrams. Restore Life has 325 milligrams, while Vida has 90 milligrams. So, does it mean that Restore Life contains more resveratrol than C24/7? No. Why? Because these C24/7 are being represented by 7 capsules. How's that? Can I borrow a box of C24/7? I'd just like to explain to you people. Do you have one? Tita, can I borrow a so-called box of C24/7? Ito naman, Tita. Thank you very much, brother. Okay. Who are new members here, people? In fact, kung mga matatanda na pala ito. Tita, steer the clear eyesight. Can you please read the one below the dark line? Patay, malabong mata nito. Kailan? 550. 550, that's clear. Can you please read this one? Serving size. 7 big capsules. So, what does it mean? Okay. Others, when they try to look at these products, especially doctors who will not explain this, will tell you that we're giving too much vitamins and minerals to their clients. But people, again, please try to explain that everything within here at the back of the box are being represented by 7 capsules. Are being represented by how much? 7 capsules. The complete product is being represented by 6 capsules. So what does it mean? Thank you very much, Brad. That you need to divide this by 7, which will only give you approximately 78.5 milligrams per capsule of resveratrol in C24/7. Well, when you talk about Restore Life, guys, per capsule kaagad, 325 milligrams. And in Vida, per sachet. So if you would like to get the resveratrol components of Restore Life, you need to take at least 4 capsules of C24/7. Do I set myself clear?
Yes.
Okay, so again, pure resveratrol. Special precautions, pregnancy, breastfeeding, why? Still, if you're going to read on scientific studies, still without any scientific studies that can prove the safety of resveratrol for our pregnant clients, especially for their fetus and for the newly born infants or babies. So if there are no proven scientific studies yet, don't give it yet. Next. Blood thinning medicines, why? Remember, one of the beautiful functions of resveratrol is that it's also a blood thinning product. So if you're going to give it a medicine whose function is also a blood thinner, then you might push your client to suffer from bleeding. So please try to avoid it. If that client of yours is taking aspirin, heparin, warfarin, Coumadin, on clopidogrel, and this one's been under debate. Cancer of the female reproductive organs. Why again? Panito, estrogenic effect. Who has higher levels of estrogen, males or females? Answer.
Female.
Female. For the males, you have testosterone. If your estrogen level is higher, then I'm afraid. So, testosterone, okay? So estrogen, ladies especially, first, the problem is, you might push the female clients to suffer from cancer of their so-called female reproductive organs. That includes the breast, ovary, fallopian tube, uterus, cervix, and even the vagina. So again, if there are conflicting studies, might as well not to give Restorate for those types of clients. Are we clear so far?
Yes.
And more specific on Restorate. Okay, now, how about for those clients who are suffering from dengue? And we all know the main problem for dengue. One of these complications will be what? Bleeding. Because of low platelet count. So again, if I'm going to make you choose amongst the 4 products there, which will you prefer as the safest possible product for 10 clients? Complete. How about for your leukemic clients or anemic clients? You'll also go with complete. Okay? Because of their tendency to suffer from what? Bleeding episodes, people. So we will go with complete for other clients. For the kids, what's the best product for the kids?
Complete.
24/7. For those whose ages 12 to 11 years old. Are you clear so far, people?